All right, here we are, back again with 5 more minutes of talking without editing. I don't know why this is so hard for me to do, but anyway, let's get into this. I want to talk about Cops Online because that's what's on my mind right now because of the update news that we got yesterday. And it's just driving me crazy not knowing what the mechanics are. Luckily, they posted an article today on the Need for Speed website under the news section. If you want, go check it out. They gave us some really good insight as to how Cops Online is actually going to work. I'm pretty excited about it, but I'm also a little bit nervous. There's a few things that kind of threw me off. The first thing is when you leave the garage, you're going to start with 0 heat. So no heat at all when you leave the garage. If you bump into a cop, that triggers the heat mechanic or the chase mechanic. So if you smash a cop, your heat level will go up. The more cops you smash, obviously, your heat level keeps going up. If you escape with money, and the money you earn is based on how long you're in the chase or how many cops you've got to follow you or what your heat level is. It's not real clear. I think it says your heat level is the biggest determining factor, so we have to keep that in mind. It also says that you can get into group chases where your friends, I'm assuming it's in your party. They don't say that it's in your party, but it says the more friends you have join the chase, the more distractions the cops will have to deal with. Have your squad engage with the pursuers and tear up the streets together, with friends taking the attention of the cops away whilst your heat level and rewards continues to climb. So it sounds to me like, let's say all 3 of you guys get into a chase. All 4 of you guys. You and 3 of your friends get into a chase together, and you're the primary chase guy. If you leave and you lose the cops, but your friends are still being chased, you guys are all technically still being chased and you haven't escaped yet. So as long as you don't get busted, your rewards don't get taken. So what happens when your friend gets busted? His rewards gets taken, but you keep yours, but you also keep your heat? So how does that work? Because if you've completely ditched the cops, you know what I mean? Like if you've completely ditched the cops, you're technically escaped, right? But if you're technically escaped, then you should be rewarded with the money that you earned while racing away from the cops, right? I don't know. It's really unclear. So I'm really excited to actually try this out because if it sort of has like group chase mechanics, I think that's really cool. Now, how cool it is really depends on the rewards. If the rewards aren't good, they're not at the very minimum as good as it would be if you did a 3-race playlist. Like let's say you do a 3-race playlist and you get 2nd or 3rd every time. You're walking away with somewhere between 20 and 25,000 depending on the playlist. And a playlist takes about 15 minutes. And that's like ballpark, right? Depends on the list. If that's the case, you get the same amount of money as you do for a playlist. It's not a bad thing necessarily because you don't want to incentivize the player base to only do cop chases because that's the only thing that is like the most rewarding for money. So you don't want to incentivize that. But at the same time, it can't be worse than the races. The races are terrible. In fact, if they boosted both of them, I think if you do a playlist and you win, you should be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 50 to 100,000 for a playlist. That's what you should be rewarded. So anyway, I don't really know how this is going to work. I think that this mechanic looks pretty good because as soon as you lose your heat, like if you escape, your heat goes back to 0, it resets. So in that case, no cops will be after you. You can drive right by a cop and you won't have any problems. The second you hit another cop though, and you activate the police chase, then you're chased again. So this is actually a really neat way to do it. It's actually kind of I don't know, it's sort of an elegant way to put the cops in. This is what I was worried about. I was worried about doing races and coming out and then being in a situation where half of your crew is being chased by cops and then the other half is trying to start a race and you guys are both just kind of like hanging out and waiting for these guys to lose the cops. And that's kind of how it is in Need for Speed Heat. And I really just didn't want that to be the case. So I don't know. I'm happy with what I know so far about the police. And I think that if the rewards are at the very least equal to the races, the playlist online races, then I think cop chases are going to be something to break up that sort of boredom you get after doing a few playlists. Like I'm super bored after not even an hour of playing. Then it just turns into a grind because I'm trying to unlock cars and challenges. So I think that it's a really nice way to implement these cars or these police into this system, is that it's totally up to you whether or not you're actually being chased by cops. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm excited to try it, and I think you guys should be too. Hopefully it brings players back. Hopefully it keeps people busy online. And then on top of that, you've got the 30, what do you call them, hot laps. I'm excited about that as well. But here we are, day 3, and I think I've hit the 5-minute mark. I went a little over. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off there, but you guys should definitely go check out that article. The Need for Speed website, click the news tab. It's the last news article there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Trigger out.